Friends, today we'll start with the third video on accounting equations. This video is with a transaction a bit advanced in nature. So earlier we had discussed 7 transactions in first video, 8 transactions in second video, and now 6 transactions in third video. We are trying to build a gradually simple, advanced and now more advanced. Okay. Now let us suppose we are given opening balances. Balances brought forward either from the previous month or from the previous year. So these balances are given to us in the question. So that means 4 lakh on this side and 4 lakh on the other side, capital and liabilities. So these balances will be given to us in the question. Now the first transaction, goods costing rupees 36,000 sold at a profit of 10%. 10% of what? 10% on sales, not 10% on cost. Not 10% on cost. Okay. So whenever we are given profit in percentage, there are 2 possibilities. One possibility, we may be given 10% on cost. Second possibility, 10% on sales. Sales means selling price. Now in this particular case, if it is given 10% on cost, cost is known to us. Simply we will calculate 10% of this and that will be our profit. But now in our transaction is saying 10% of sale. Well, sale price is not given to us. So there are 2 alternatives to solve this problem. Number 1, let's assume the selling price to be 100. Because selling price is not given, that is why we are assuming the selling price to be 100. Profit, 10% of sale. 10% of sale means 10. So selling price minus profit will be our cost. So cost will be 90 rupees. Cost will be 90 rupees. Now by applying the unitary method, if cost is 90, our profit is 10. If cost is 36,000, how much the profit would be? So 10 upon 90 into 36,000. So 4,000 will be the profit. So that means goods costing rupees 36,000 are sold by adding 4,000 profit for 40,000. So 10% of sale. 10% of sale. Sale is 40,000. And question was telling 10% of sale price. Sale price was not given to us. So that is why we calculated by applying this formula. This is bit lengthy formula. So let's go to the shortcut formula where we can calculate the profit very easily. We are given 10% profit on sale. 10% means 10 by 100. 10 by 100 means 1/10. 1/10 of sales. So in fraction, profit is 1/10 of sale. Whatever fraction is on sale, 1 less will be in case of cost. If it is 1/10 of sale, it will be 1/9 of cost. So either you may calculate 1/10 of sale, you will get the same figure, or you get 1/9 of the cost, you will get the same figure. If it is 1/5 of sale, it will be 1/4 of cost. If it is 1/4 of sale, it will be 1/3 of cost. It will always be 1 less in case of profit. But in case of loss, it will be other way around. That we'll discuss at some other stage. So 1/10 of sale means 1/9 of cost. If we calculate 1/9 of cost, that comes out to be 4,000. 4,000 will be our profit. Now goods costing rupees 36,000 are sold at a profit of 4,000 rupees. 4,000 rupees, and nothing is specified here whether these goods are sold for cash or on credit. And we had already discussed, if nothing is specified whether for cash or on credit and name of the party is not given, we assume it to be a cash sale. So cash sale will be 40,000. So cash will be added with 40,000. So our new equation will be 1,80,000, 44,000 plus 90,000 plus 90,000 is equal to 2,54,000 plus 1,50,000 as our liability. So 4,04,000 on this side and 4,04,000 on this side. Second item, lent rupees 30,000 to Hina. Lent, we gave a loan. We gave a loan to Hina. Okay. When we borrow the money, we use the word loan. But when we lend the money to somebody, proper term is advances. Advances. So that the loan word may not be mixed with borrowing and lending. So that is why when we lend the money, advances word will be used, and when we borrow the money, loan word will be used. That is why in case of bank's balance sheet, you must have seen whatsoever money is lent by the banks, that they write it as advances. So advances is one of our assets. So lent rupees 30,000 to Hina. So that means our cash will decrease by 30,000 and our advances will increase by 30,000. Advances is our asset. You can write here loan to Hina, or better it is advances, because if we advance the money to somebody else also, then we have to open some other account. So better it is that you open the advances account. To whomsoever you advance the money, you will be including in advances. So our new equation will be 1,50,000 plus 44,000 plus 90,000 plus 90,000 debtors plus 30,000 advances. So 2,54,000 as capital and 1,50,000 as liabilities. So 4,04,000 and 4,04,000. Now third item, paid rupees 38,000 to creditors. Paid 38,000 rupees cash has decreased after deducting 5% cash discount. This figure is after discount. This figure is after discount. Let us suppose amount payable to somebody is 20,000. Discount 5%. 5% discount means 1,000. 1,000, 5% of 20,000. So 19,000 is the amount paid. Amount paid. Payable amount minus discount is the paid amount. It's the paid amount. Now see here, we have calculated 5% of amount payable, not 5% of amount paid. Discount is calculated on the amount payable or on the amount receivable, not on the amount paid, not on the amount received. But here we are not given the payable amount, we are given the paid amount. So if a paid amount is given, then how do we calculate a discount? Discount is calculated if payable amount is given, it will be rate upon 100, and if paid amount will be given, then it will be rate upon 100 minus rate. This formula you are to use for calculating the amount of discount. So, for example, 38,000 was paid amount, rate was 5%, 5 upon 100 and 100 minus 5. So, this comes out to be exactly 2,000. Exactly 2,000. Okay. So, in this case, 2,000 is the discount. So, discount we have received. When we pay the money, we receive the discount. When we receive the money, we allow the discount. When we pay the money, discount received is our income. When we receive cash from our debtors, then we allow the discount, that is our expense. It means 40,000 was the amount payable to the creditors. 40,000. So creditors will reduce by 40,000. So this is 2,000 is 5% of this amount. This amount was payable and this amount was not given to us. Had we been given this amount, we would have simply calculated 5% of this. This is the amount payable. This is the amount paid. So you may calculate 5% of this or 5 upon 95 of this. Figure will come out to be same. So our new equation will be 1,12,000 plus 44,000 plus 90,000 plus 90,000 as debtors plus 30,000 as advances is equal to 2,56,000 will be our capital and 1,10,000 will be our liability. So 3,66,000 liabilities and capital and 3,66,000 will be our assets. Next transaction, bank charges rupees 100. So bank has charged this amount from the customer. We are the customer. And these charges may be the passbook charges, these may be checkbook charges, these may be SMS charges, or it may be due to any reason. For whatever reason, bank has charged the amount from us. This amount we don't pay to the bank in cash. This amount is deducted by the bank from our bank balance, from our bank account. So we don't have to pay in cash. So because bank charges are deducted, this is one of our expense, and banker has deducted this amount from our bank balance. We did not pay in cash. This is not paid in cash. Bank deducts the bank charges from our account. So our new equation will be 1,12,000 will be cash, 44,000 stock, 89,500 will be bank balance, 90,000 will be the debtors, and 30,000 will be the advances. So this will be 2,55,500 plus 1,10,000 as our liability. So this is our fourth transaction. Now the fifth transaction. Fifth transaction is a very difficult one. You have to see it very slowly. Goods costing rupees 30,000 sold for 50,000. To cost 30,000. That means our stock will reduce by 30,000. 30,000 is the cost of the goods sold. Cost of the goods sold. We sold for 50,000 but at a trade discount of 20%. 50,000 was the selling price, but we gave 20% discount. So 20% discount means 10,000 discount we gave. The gross price was this, net price was 40,000. It means goods costing rupees 30,000 are sold for a net sale price of 40,000. That means 10,000 profit has been added. Because 10,000 profit has been added, so profit will be 10,000. Here one thing you have to remember, trade discount we deduct from MRP, from list price, from catalog price, from sale price, but trade discount is not shown anywhere. That is simply deducted from the sale price, not to be shown anywhere. So 30,000 is the cost, net sale price is 40,000. 40,000. So 10,000 is the profit. It means 40,000 amount was receivable against the sale. If 40,000 amount is receivable, half the payment is received by check. So out of 40,000, half the payment is received by check. So when it is received by check, our bank balance will increase. So half the payment is received. Half the payment is received. So 20,000 figure was to come here. 20,000 figure was to come here. Had not there been any cash discount. Had not there been any cash discount, 20,000 will come as a bank balance will increase. But because we are allowing 5% cash discount, so instead of 20,000, 5% discount will be giving on 20,000. So that means net amount received will be 19,000. So that means 1,000 discount. 1,000 discount we have to give, cash discount. When we receive money, either in cash or through check, then we allow the discount. That will be our loss. That will be our loss. So out of 40,000, half the payment is received, half the payment is not received. And the payment which is not received, that is our debtors. That means it is a credit sale. Credit sale. And here one thing you have to remember, trade discount is on the total sale price, while cash discount is on the amount being received. And being received was 20,000. So on 20,000 we are giving cash discount. So cash discount is related to cash or check. Okay, not with the total 40,000, with the net amount of sales. So our new equation will be 1,12,000 will be cash, 14,000 will be our stock, 1,07,500, 1,08,500 will be our bank balance, 1,10,000 will be our debtors, 30,000 will be advances. So 10,000 plus 1,000 minus. So net increase will be 9,000. So 2,64,500 will be the capital and 1,10,000 will be the liability. So 3,74,500 on this side and 3,74,500 on this side. Last item, rent paid for 15 months, rupees 15,000. 15,000 for 15 months. That means rupees 1,000 per month, which includes rent for 3 next months. That means paid in advance. Paid in advance. Any money which is paid in advance, that is our current asset. We record our expense only and only for 12 months under our accrual assumption, neither more nor less. So that means 15,000 cash has decreased, but our expense will be 12,000 only. The expense related to the current year, and 3,000 is our prepaid rent. So prepaid rent will be one of our current asset. I'm repeating, 15,000 cash has gone total. So cash will decrease by 15,000 and 3,000 is the rent for the next year. So next year means prepaid rent. So that will be our current asset, and remaining 12,000 which is for the current year, that is our expense. So with our expense, our capital will be reduced by 12,000. So our equation will be 97,000 cash, 14,000 stock, 1,08,500 as the bank balance, and 1,10,000 as our debtors, 30,000 as advances, 3,000 as our prepaid rent, 2,52,500 will be our capital, and 1,10,000 will be our liability. So this is our final equation. So this was a bit advanced question with advanced transactions. So I request you that if you have not subscribed the channel so far, please subscribe it. Thank you.